I've done pretty much a lot of things that a lot of fighters can never reach. Especially being awarded Fighter of the Year. I mean, that's a great honor in itself, and that just put the icing in the cake. That just puts it where my mind is I'm satisfied.
Nonito, you went from being a guy that was picked on a lot to a guy doing the picking on. When you look back at your life, what was the biggest turning point for you?
The biggest turning point for me was, it's funny. I think it might sound cornier to an extent, but the turning point for me wasn't beating Dark Changes, wasn't anything. It was more finding my partner, which was Rachel. When I found that, I learned to love boxing. At that time, I did it for my parents, for my friends. It wasn't never for me. You know, I want everything that I was able to in fear. I was always afraid. I never loved boxing because of it. I always did it because maybe it wasn't fear to get in the ring, but it was more fear of failing in people's eyes, you know. And to me, that's why I just kind of walked the path. But when I found myself with Rachel, it was more of opening up myself and then just enjoying who I am and living a life, not being told what to do or fighting for my belief. And then that's one thing that my wife has done for me is be myself. And when I did learn to be myself, then I learned to enjoy my fights. Then I learned to enjoy training. And that's why if you look at the fights after their chin, I just got more confident in myself.
Donaire, have you had a chance to soak this information up where you're fighting on this big scale this Saturday? Have you had time?
It's too many.
Have you had time to soak this information up where you're fighting this Saturday?
Yes.
Have you had time to soak in all this, have time to take off, man, for a minute, just to, soak it up where you're fighting this Saturday Radio City Music Hall?
It's funny because I don't really soak up anything else until I'm in that ring. I enjoy every time. That's why I don't get moody. I don't get, even if I'm cutting weight, I'm always gonna smile because of the fact that, when it's time to be there, it's time to be there. I prepare myself every moment of every time inside that ring and we're prepared for it. That's why I'm confident. But the person you're talking to right now is me. It's not the fighter that's coming in, and that's going to be a shift every time I step into that ring, and that's when I soak in everything else. Boxing is a scary world. When you're outside and you're thinking about it, you're like, man, this is scary. Damn, I can't believe I'm doing this. But when you're inside that ring, it's like, oh, this is where I want to be.
And last year you fought 4 fights. This year, how many fights would you want to fight?
Let me see this one. Sorry about that. Sorry, excuse me, guys. I said, I have nothing to hide. I'm at the stage where my vulnerability will be revealed, and I revealed my vulnerability. And that was at the time when I didn't believe in myself. That was at the time when I didn't think I was going to be anything, and that was a time when nothing mattered anymore. Nothing was exciting, nothing was living in my world. So now everything is lively, everything is in color, everything is beautiful. And because I made that part of my life a part of me and learned from it.
Has anybody contacted you, any people who have experienced that themselves?
No, not that I know of, not yet. But I'm always going to be there to listen if you get to that point. I mean, I've got my experience and I know what to do.
Donaire, that was a very intense face-off. What did you see in Rigon's face?
I think that his coaches just kept telling him not to look away. I looked and he kept staring, and the only reason I looked away was because he broke his stare at me and he started looking at my nose and my mouth. And then I said, okay, I'm good. Today was my moral victory in terms of just being able to face off, and he felt my energy, and that's why maybe he looked away from me, because I was starting to get heated, and that's always me. The warrior inside me just starts to come out. I'm a very peaceful guy. I'm a very happy guy. Like I said, I always tell people and I always tell myself to be a good person. But when I'm in that mode, when I'm in that stage, another person, that is my alter ego, comes in, and you see that energy. I mean, you see my breathing, you felt I know you can feel the energy that I bring out there, and that's what the energy I'm gonna come in is fearlessness, not afraid of anything, confident, just anything and everything that a warrior is.
Last year you had 4 fights. This year, how many fights you want to plan to do?
Yeah, for me, this is one step. I'm gonna try to take it step by step. One thing that's most important to me is not this fight, not this victory, but of course I'm gonna win, but because of my baby. That's the most thing that I think about every morning and every night. I talk to my baby every night before he goes to bed, before I go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, I talk to my baby, and to me that means so much essence in my life.
The most important thing in life.
To me, it is now. I mean,
beautiful.
that's why I said, I'm at usually at this time, I'm a person, and the champion is vulnerable because he has become everything that he wanted to be. He has accomplished titles, and he has accomplished Fighter of the Year, and having a baby. That's when usually your vulnerability comes in because you don't think about anything else. But like I said, I guarantee that you'll get the best of me into this fight.
What's the due date?
July 22nd. Yeah, from 21st to 23rd. 22nd was the one they said. So I'm very excited. It's 3 months away.
July 26th, I am.
What stories?
We actually can you give my phone? Let me. Hold on.
Important question.
Where's my time?
With Vasquez Jr., you ruptured your left hand vein. And then I remember the fight, Nishioka, sorry.
That's the fight time right there. 3.
Wow.
3. There we go fight, and that's my baby, Jarrell Michael. 101 days and 14 hours, 33 minutes, and 37 seconds.
Good stuff, man. Now, with that ruptured left hand with the vein, and then I remember the
Nishioka. Yeah.
Nishioka's fight. I seen that the left hand was kind of bloody too, man. How is that with the hand right now? How is it?
It's good. I mean, I haven't had any problem with the hand, so I got a good rest. When I fought Arce, I didn't do anything with it. There was no injury, so from the Nishioka after the fight with Nishioka to now, my hand's been healing, so it's been good.
How long was this whole training camp for this fight?
We had about 2 months into this training camp, so we're well prepared.
Who did you spar with?
I've sparred. I'll see you later, brother. I sparred with Eric De Leon and Victor Pasillas. They're prospect, great left-handers. I think they're going to be the future of boxing.
Tell me, where does that warrior spirit that you were talking about come from? Because stories that you've told me are that you were kind of like a smaller guy, weren't the imposing warrior that you are now. Where does that come from?
Throughout the years, you learn to become brave. You learn to become strong. You learn to become confident. But one thing for sure, you learn to be who you are. And so for me, when I'm inside that ring, I kind of psych myself out in thinking that it's a gladiator ring, that it's the last day that I'm going to be on earth if I don't win. So that's the mentality that I have, and because also I don't want to see sad faces.
Have you ever been in a position in your life where you were bullied and stuff like that? Did you ever experience that?
Oh yeah, I've gotten where people would just run in front of me and just jump kick me and hit me in the knee, or knee just grab my neck and knee me in the playground, and I'm on my floor, I'm on the ground, the grass, and like gasping for air, or somebody would just come up and flick my ears, or just smack back of my head.
Was this because of your nationality?
Yeah, and I didn't speak English back then. My English wasn't as good, and I didn't actually understand, and that was a time when you were very vulnerable. You didn't know how to protect yourself. You couldn't really even explain properly, the things that had happened to you or for me. So it was a time where, I would just come home crying. It was just like, my life is worthless. Why am I here?
When did that change?
It changed after high school, or during high school. Even during high school, I've always been just the funny guy, in high school. Then I started just kind of. But actually, it changed on Junior Olympics. I think it was Junior Olympics when they showed me on TV on ESPN. I got a bye, but because the guy didn't want to fight me. It was the Nationals actually, the Nationals. Anyways, one of those like around 10th grade or something. Then I became kind of cool.
Nonito, tell me about what happened. Because you said that you don't have anything to prove, and you have everything in one life. What keeps you motivated?
A good fight. A good fight keeps me motivated. That's why I seek the best out there. I want to fight the best out there. It keeps me motivated. Just getting another belt. There's a lot of things that keep me motivated now. Just try to work things out. I mean, it's still difficult to just, if you're doing it for quite a while and be on top for a bit, your mind starts to think differently. Nothing is much important than anything else but the precious one. But aside from that, like, keeping myself motivated is having a stare down right now.
Donaire, how did you get started? How did you get started into boxing? What pulled you?
My brother was a boxer before I did. It's funny because my grandfather, my uncle, my dad were fighters. My brother was a year. He started a year before I did. He was winning trophies. I kind of wanted to win trophies because he had all the attention, and that's when I kind of started. I mean, literally, I pissed in my pants my first fight, man. I didn't know what to do. I was so scared. I was 11, and it's so funny because it was kind of like riding a roller coaster. First time you ride a roller coaster, you're staying in line, you're like, fuck, I gotta piss, damn, I gotta piss, and you start pissing in yourself. That was me going into the fight. But there was a click, there was a switch that just came on automatically, and next thing you know, I was fighting like it was I was fighting for my life.
Nonito, with everything you just said about what you went through as a child and everything, how much more special does this weekend mean? The fight of the year, big fight that maybe is going to elevate you even more. Does that make it even more special?
It makes my life satisfying. I can sleep at night. I said, man, I've done so much for myself. I've done so much in the boxing world. I've done so much for my life that I could only dream about when I was 10. So for me, it makes it more special. But now the most special thing to me is just my baby. Just looking forward to that. It's just amazing.
I was just going to say, with all that, the baby in the way, it's good to be Nonito Donaire today.
It's best to be Nonito Donaire right now.
Nonito, can you talk to us the pressure of keeping that Philippine flag waving since back
I mean, there is a lot of pressure in that, but I try not to think about that. I am blessed that the Philippines and the whole nation is supporting me, and all I can do is give my best. I want to encourage all the other fighters out there to keep working hard, to keep winning. But one thing that I do is just if I can win every fight, if I can just keep doing my best, and I think that's more than enough to say thank you to the Philippines. But I don't know, it's